If you've ever wondered if writing an offer on a new home is different than a resale home, this video is just for you. Welcome to my channel. I'm Kern, the singing realtor. Welcome home. And today we're talking about offers on new construction homes. I make videos every week that are real estate related in the Des Moines, Iowa area. If you're interested, subscribe to the channel and ring that bell. Ring my bell! Or something like that. Writing an offer on a new construction home isn't really that different than a resale property. And it also depends on which type of new construction home you're writing an offer on. If it's a spec home, meaning if it's something the builder's built, it's like a model home, then that's not much different from a resale home that's already been built, unless you're going to want to make significant changes and upgrades, and we'll go over that. The second type of new construction home I'm going to call a build to order. That's where you go into the meeting with the builder, say they've got 5 plans to choose from, and there's 5 types of cabinets, 5 types of flooring, and you just make your selections, and it's pretty easy peasy, and they get going on building that home. And then the third type of house for new construction will be built full custom. So this is like from the ground up, from the scratch, where you guys create a plan. You have an architect come in, create a plan, and you select from an infinite number of choices of flooring and appliances and upgrades and so forth. That one obviously takes the most time and is a little bit more complex, but they're all pretty similar, to be honest. So I'm assuming that you have been in multiple builders' properties, and your agent perhaps has even taken you to interview different builders, especially if you're doing a full custom. So you are familiar with the builder, their product, and their services. So when it comes time to write that offer, you'll want your agent to write up the purchase agreement. You could use a builder's agent. I always recommend that people have their own representation. It's best really to have your own team, like have your own lender, have your own agent. That way you've got your team of people who are invested in you and representing you. Not that dual agency or using the builder's lender is bad or wrong or anything by any means. It's just, it's always cleaner if you can have your own team of people to represent you. You wouldn't go into a litigation situation and hire your opponent's attorney. Then why would you have the seller's realtor also represent you, kind of thing. So obviously the first thing in writing an offer is the price. I did a video on how negotiable is new construction prices anyway. You want to check that out. Unfortunately, they're not that negotiable because a lot of the costs in building a new home are fixed, and the builders do their math of how much it costs to build whatever the plan is, plus the lot, and how much money they need for profit to stay in business. So you have your price, your earnest money, which is your skin in the game. If the builder is going to take a property off the market or tie up resources to work with you, they're going to want some kind of skin in the game from you. Different builders will request different amounts of earnest money, so you'll want to find out how much that is from your realtor. And be mindful, sometimes this earnest money is non-refundable no matter what. So make sure you have all the information before you put that money down. If you're obtaining financing, obviously you'll need a pre-approval letter. Builders, really any seller's not going to go under contract or pin a property without knowing that you've been considered by a lender in some form or fashion. Obviously, if you're using cash, you want to present some form of proof of funds. The best way to do this is on official letterhead of the bank or whoever your financial broker is, basically official letterhead saying you have the funds to perform on the price that you're looking at. You can also provide a copy of a bank statement and just black out your account, but usually letters from the bank or financial institution's representative on official letterhead is best. You'll want to choose a closing and possession date. Your real estate agent can advise you to this. If you've been meeting with the builder already, then you may already have a good idea of how much time the builder is saying they'll need to complete the project. Or you might just say to be determined after the plans and spec meeting. So a lot of times that closing date can be determined really best after you've had the plans and specifications meeting with the builder. In your offer, you'll still want to have an inspection contingency, an opportunity to have a third party that you employ to inspect the property to tell you, its condition, short, midterm, and long term. Even though it's new, I recommend inspections. Just, the ground shifts, people aren't perfect, and builders are happy to correct anything that is found. The difference with a new construction home versus a resale is you'll probably want some kind of verbiage that says the inspection will begin 10 business days after completion of the home, where resale would be like the first 10 business days after offer acceptance. With a new construction home that's built to order or custom, you're going to want to have the house finished first, obviously, and then do your inspection. If you're buying a model home or a spec home that's already done, then you'll want to do your inspection probably after any upgrades that you request have been completed. Plans and specs meeting. Now this is the biggest part. You're like, plans and specs, what? Specifications. So when you go to a builder and you're making an offer for them to build you a home, you're going to need to sit down and have that meeting that goes over everything that you want. And if it's a full custom, it may be multiple meetings. If you're doing a build to order where you're just picking from a selection of plans and a limited number of options, then it might be done in one meeting. And you can have that meeting within the first 2 weeks after writing the offer. If you're making changes to an existing model home or spec home, then you can allot the necessary time frame as well. 2 weeks is pretty good to get everyone's schedule coordinated. So if you're doing a full custom, a plans and spec meeting, and again, your agent can discuss this with the builder. If the builder wants to set a hard and fast date in the future to do all the evaluation of what you want, how much it's going to cost, because once you pick what you want, then the builder has to come back with costs and that sort of thing. So this is a very important step, and this is what makes writing offers on new construction homes different from resale properties. A quick note about changes. Most builders will have some kind of addendum that says if you make changes after a certain date, then it's going to cost so many dollars, $250 or something per change. Because once the plans and specifications time frame has ended and the builder orders the supplies and so forth, then to make any changes after that point costs some money, and they're going to charge that back to you. Where a resale home would oftentimes have a home warranty because mechanicals might be old, builders will offer a 1-year builder's warranty to ensure any kind of repair if a system like a mechanical air conditioner or furnace fails. There's also the warranties on those specific products, and in the state of Iowa, Iowa code dictates that builders are liable for certain aspects of a property for up to 15 years. Of course, that assumes the builder is still in business for that period of time. Now, one thing that is different in most cases when you're writing a new construction offer is a lot of builders will have their own builder's addendum. You see this on foreclosed properties too. Basically, it's another purchase agreement, says almost exactly the same thing, but it's got their verbiage rather than the universal Des Moines Area Association of Realtors purchase agreement or whatever market you're in if they have a universal purchase agreement. Now, you'll want to read this, you'll want to make sure your agent goes over it. If you want an attorney to read it, you can do that as well, because obviously the builder's going to put conditions in there that are favorable to them, but in most cases it's pretty much going to be a duplicate of the purchase agreement. Now, usually there is a clause that says in the event there's a conflict between the builder's addendum and the purchase agreement, there's oftentimes a statement that says the builder's addendum will control. So you'll want to know what you're signing before you do so, especially on such a large purchase. New construction in this market is easily at least $250,000, and most of it's in the $300,000 to $400,000 range. And the last part of any offer is just giving an acceptance time frame, giving the seller a deadline to accept the offer. Now, with a new construction home, it's not as important to give a seller a deadline if there's with resale properties, especially in a seller's market like it is right now in February 2021 as I record this, you can oftentimes have multiple offers. Here in Iowa, we're having, 2 offers, 3 offers. Some parts of the country are having 40 offers. I'm like, that's unreal, some more. With a new construction home, usually, unless it's a spec home or model home that's on the market, you're not going to have competition because the builder is going to already own the lot, or they're going to secure a lot for you and so forth to build you your new home. If you want more information, check out my new construction playlist. I have videos that cover, should I use my own realtor when writing an offer, purchasing a new construction home? I also go over the different types of new construction homes, the spec home, the build to order, and the full custom. Well, there you have it. Hopefully that was helpful. If it was, give a like to the video. Feel free to subscribe to the channel. Make a comment. I answer all comments myself. And have a blessed day. Oh. I think you talk fast, Mr. Singing Realtor, when you record late at night, and your singing might be flat.